Donald O'Connor expresses his true feelings for Debbie Reynolds. On August 28, 1925, Donald David Dixon Ronald was born in Chicago, Illinois. He was raised in a theater family. O'Connor appeared destined for a career in entertainment. From an early age, Donald was immersed in the entertainment industry because his parents were vaudevillians who constantly traveled with their act. He was saddened by the deaths of several of his brothers when they were young. However, he began to develop the strength and seemingly boundless energy that would become his trademark on screen, despite going through difficult times in his personal life. When O'Connor was younger, he starred in his first motion picture. When he appeared in his first film, he was 11 years old. He immediately established himself as one of Universal Studios' most dependable actors in the 1930s and 1940s. He made a lasting impression as a young sidekick in films starring Peggy Ryan and Bing Crosby. He was frequently cast in light musicals and plays during his adolescence. His innate charm and nimble dancing style dazzled the audiences. He transitioned from a child actor to a leading man more easily than most because of his boyish good looks and easygoing demeanor. His roles with Gloria Jean and Peggy Ryan in several musical comedies were among the first things that brought him fame. He became a consistent star in the studio system, thanks to his exuberant energy and sharp wit. However, Donald O'Connor was at his best in the 1950s. His performance alongside Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds in Singing in the Rain, 1952, is still regarded as one of the greatest in Hollywood's heyday of musicals. In the now famous song Make Him Laugh, O'Connor demonstrated his unparalleled aptitude for dancing and physical humor in this significant film. According to reports, the routine took so much energy that he had to recuperate by lying in bed for days. The routine combined incredible athleticism with slapstick humor. Nevertheless, it solidified O'Connor's reputation as a superb actor and became one of the most well-known sequences in film history. O'Connor was not only a musician, but also a comedian and a straight actress. In the well-known Francis the Talking Donkey film series, he portrayed the endearing soldier Peter Sterling, who was paired with the humorous Donkey. The Mule films were huge hits with audiences and helped establish O'Connor as a household name, despite his later admission that he had mixed feelings about being so closely associated with them. His ability to effortlessly transition between humorous antics and melancholic tunes set him apart from other comedians of his era. In addition to his popularity in films, Donald O'Connor was also well-liked on television and stage. The Donald O'Connor Show was his own variety show in the 1950s. In addition, he made numerous guest appearances on talk shows and comedy specials. He performed on Broadway, in Las Vegas, and all over the world, demonstrating that his fame extended beyond motion pictures. For his efforts, he received numerous honors, including the 1954 Primetime Emmy for Best Male Star of a Regular Series. He even hosted the Academy Awards in 1954 because of his charm and versatility. O'Connor's fame remained bright as the era of classic musicals came to an end. His comedic timing and likability never faded, as evidenced by his TV appearances and small roles in films like Out to Sea, 1997, which starred Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. He received numerous career achievement awards for his efforts, and in interviews and retrospectives, he was frequently asked to share his recollections of Hollywood's heyday. O'Connor continued to receive accolades for his extraordinary contributions to the arts as the years passed. His work as host of the Colgate Comedy Hour earned him numerous accolades, including an Emmy Award. In 2003, the year before he passed away, the American Film Institute also presented him with a Career Achievement Award. His later years were characterized by reflection and gratitude, as he came to appreciate the joy he had found in making many people laugh and dance all over the world. Like his acting career, Donald O'Connor had ups and downs in his personal life. His 2 marriages and the family he accumulated over the years served as the foundation for a large portion of it. In addition to his Hollywood fame, he had 4 children from 2 marriages. Outside of Hollywood, each of them played a significant role in his life. In 1944, at the age of 18, he was married for the first time. His acting career was just getting started at the time, but it was already looking great. She married him at the age of 20, 2 years older than him. The couple's decision to marry in Tijuana, Mexico, was typical of the romantic and rash choices made by young couples, particularly in the demanding entertainment industry. Their first child together, a girl named Donna, was born shortly after they took their marriage very seriously despite their youth. At such a young age, O'Connor's new role as a father brought him both joy and responsibility as a rising star in show business. Additionally, it gave his already demanding life a new dimension. However, the strain of ongoing work, extended absences, and personal conflicts ultimately led to issues, as was the case with many Hollywood couples of the era. In 1954, O'Connor and Carter separated after 10 years of marriage. His first marriage ended as a result, but he will always be close to their daughter, Donna. 2 years following his breakup, he fell in love once more. On October 11, 1956, he wed actress Gloria Noble, and the two would spend the rest of their lives together. Before O'Connor passed away in 2003, their marriage was incredibly solid and lasted for nearly 50 years. The three of them had 3 more children, Alice, Fred, and Kevin. O'Connor also added Gloria to his family. In Thousand Oaks, California, the family eventually made their home and created a loving, safe haven away from the spotlight. O'Connor and Gloria had a stable, mutually loving relationship that lasted an incredible 47 years, unlike his first marriage, which ended quickly. In the entertainment industry, their marriage was among the most stable. It endured his health issues, the ups and downs of his career, and the shifts in Hollywood. Gloria was always there for O'Connor, whether he was having a good or bad time. She provided him with the stability and support that many performers were unable to obtain. When Donald O'Connor reflected on his lengthy Hollywood career, which was filled with incredible roles in films, television series, and theater, Debbie Reynolds was always among the first names that sprang to mind. O'Connor never hesitated to express his admiration and love for her, both as a person and as a talent. They had collaborated during one of MGM Musical's heydays. Throughout his life, he frequently spoke candidly about Reynolds and the qualities that set her apart in a crowded field of gifted individuals. There was more than business respect in his words. They demonstrated the genuine affection and camaraderie that developed between two individuals who collaborated on stage during a well-known period. "She was one of the hardest working women I ever met," O'Connor once remarked, alluding to Reynolds' extensive practice and skill-building hours. Debbie was still very young and unaccustomed to the demanding world of high-budget musicals by the time of Singing in the Rain. However, O'Connor was astounded by her diligence. He claimed that she had never danced before, but I greatly admired her because she put in so much effort to keep up with Gene and me. Those remarks, which were respectful and understanding, demonstrated Reynolds' dedication to a film that would become a masterpiece. It was evident to O'Connor that her efforts had not only placed her on par with 2 seasoned actors, but also made her one of the most well-known figures in the film industry at the time. In addition to praising Reynolds' work ethic, O'Connor also complimented her attitude. He grinned as he recalled, "Debbie was just lovely. She was charming, funny, and had the ability to light up a room. I was among those who admired her." From his recollections, he saw a woman who, in spite of the demands of Hollywood and the hard work of her roles, never lost the humor and friendliness that made people love her. A lot of the time, O'Connor talked about how impressed he was by Reynolds' strength, and he saw her as more than just a co-star who did a job, but as a friend who made everyone on the set laugh and feel welcome, which helped make the long shooting days less stressful. That takes real strength. Reynolds had to deal with difficult studio contracts and personal heartbreaks, but O'Connor praised how she never let those problems break her spirit. He once reflected on how she always endured so much in her personal life, but still managed to smile, laugh, and move on. He understood the difficulties she was facing behind the glamorous Hollywood front. O'Connor cared deeply about Reynolds both personally and professionally. "Debbie was like family to me," he said. "There was a bond between us that only people who have worked in show business can really understand." Instead, she focused her energy on her work and continued to make people happy all over the world. Reynolds was more than just a co-worker to O'Connor. He had supported him through some of the most pivotal moments in his career, and his friendship and dedication had left a lasting impact on his heart. Even in her later years, when she was less well known for her work in great musicals, O'Connor's words about Reynolds were obviously touched by love. In one of his final interviews, he said, "She was one of a kind." His words helped me understand the unique bond that forms between co-stars who experience the highs and lows of Hollywood together. "There'll never be another Debbie Reynolds." For O'Connor, who had spent many hours dancing, laughing, and working with Reynolds, Reynolds embodied the best of Hollywood, talent mixed with humanity, glitz and tenacity, and truth-based fame. His remarks not only recounted his life's events, but also honored a woman who had come to represent beauty and strength in American entertainment. In his writings, Donald O'Connor portrays Debbie Reynolds not only as the stunning movie star, but also as the woman who worked hard, was strong, kind, and loved. His admiration for her brought out the best in their friendship and reminded the audience that beneath the sequins and staged dances were real people who cared about each other. By being open about his feelings, O'Connor demonstrated not only his intelligence, but also his love and respect for one of Hollywood's biggest stars. In his later years, Donald O'Connor suffered from a number of serious health issues, resulting from both the natural aging process and the strain of his lengthy and demanding career in show business. The quadruple heart bypass was a major surgery that O'Connor underwent in 1990, after decades of playing physically demanding roles that required him to dance, jump, tumble, and maintain a level of energy that few entertainers could maintain. For someone who had been praised for having seemingly endless energy and stamina for much of his work life, having to undergo such a serious procedure was a sobering reminder of his own death. The surgery itself was fraught with risks and challenges, but O'Connor's determination to live for his loved ones helped him recover. The fact that he survived the surgery was a testament to his strength of will, but it also signaled the beginning of a more vulnerable period of his life where health would become a major and persistent issue. Nearly 10 years later, in January 1999, O'Connor again faced a life-threatening medical emergency when he contracted pleural pneumonia, a very serious and dangerous form of pneumonia in which infection and inflammation affect the lining of the lungs and chest cavity. For a man in his 70s who had previously experienced heart problems, this illness was extremely dangerous, and there were moments when it seemed he might not survive. It was frightening for O'Connor, who had always been proud of his ability to get back on his feet after things went wrong, as well as his family, friends, and fans who had witnessed his heroic battles in the past. O'Connor's battle with pneumonia added another chapter to the lengthy and fascinating story of his life, which had included the physical demands of constant performance, the golden age of Hollywood musicals, and the hard work of vaudeville. At the time, reports stated that he was so ill that he nearly died, and his recovery required a great deal of medical care, patience, and inner strength. The fact that O'Connor survived this experience demonstrates his strength and his refusal to give up, even when the odds were against him. On September 27, 2003, however, Donald O'Connor's health issues finally caught up with him, and he passed away at the Motion Picture and Television Country House and Hospital in Woodland Hills, California, where retired actors and actresses can receive care. He was 78 years old, and the news of his passing devastated generations of fans who had grown up watching his incredible performances in films like Singing in the Rain. His athletic, dancing, and flawless comedic timing solidified his place in movie history forever. The Motion Picture and Television Country House and Hospital was a sort of ending for O'Connor, who had been in Hollywood since she was a child, who began his remarkable life as a boy performer in studios and on stages in the 1930s, and who ended his remarkable life in the same community that had made him who he was. In a way, the place where he died was appropriate. It was designed for performers who had dedicated their lives to the art. It was a safe haven where the men and women who had delighted millions of people could find honor, peace, and comfort at the end of their journeys. People who loved Donald O'Connor will never forget the magic he brought to the screen and to their hearts through his timeless acts and his friendships with colleagues like Debbie Reynolds. His incredible contributions to the entertainment industry continue to live on as a tribute to him. He will always be regarded as a part of Hollywood's heyday because of his dancing, laughter, and good nature, which made many people happy.